All righty. Hello, hello, hello. Always that girl, number one. You are number one. Thank you so much for coming in and being the first one in today. We're gonna have to find something really nice for you, darling. How have you been? How has your day been? Let me get my little banner set up. I need to. Oh, my eyesight is so crazy. Okay, let's see if this is the right one. There you go. Now I'm set. And we will go back to the comments. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you. We're going to give everybody else a chance to get the dinner in. Hey, Grow Joyfully Homestead, how are you? Thank you so much for coming in. DJ Ron, the mechanic. How? Oh, boy, I need you right now. All our cars are broke down. My husband's been talking to somebody about car. He has an F-150, and I think he's going to have to either have a new motor or something, but we just having a time with these cars. But thank you for coming in. Latrice, how are you doing? I am, this piece that is doing better. It's been a hard road for me since I lost my sister uh, November 17th, a month today. So I am recuperating, and that was the last of my immediate family members. So this is a new chapter for me, and you guys have been great. Thank you for all your support and prayers. It's hard, but I'm going to get through it. And it's wonderful seeing you guys. It's wonderful seeing you guys. Um, I hope everybody's ready for the holidays, ready for Christmas. All your Christmas shopping done. Oh, got somebody in the basement now. Now, who is that? Who would that be? Oh, who's there? How are you doing, GT Junior?
Hey, Miguel.
Ah, how's it going, darling?
It's going great. Yeah, going
Oh,
great.
okay, good. Good seeing you. Chill with
You
Prue.
too.
Will Prue, how are you doing? Thanks for coming. I appreciate you. I guess, I was thinking about Alaska today, and I was thinking about getting some chickens and stuff. And I was like, how do you do it with the temperatures and the chickens? I know you set up the little house for them and you put like a heater in there for them or something like that. So when it's snowing and cold, I mean, you probably hadn't experienced it yet because you kind of knew with your chickens, or am I not right?
Chickens outside, I'm new to, but chickens in general, I've had a set of chickens for 2 years, and I've had the other set for over a year.
Okay, okay, so it's
Yes,
not really new. Okay,
but
so,
how they're going to adapt and experience the cold weather, that
mhm,
would be a new experience for
okay,
them as well as me. Yes,
yeah, that's what I was thinking about with the snow and the cold weather. How do they? Because your weather is more extreme than ours, and so I was just like,
yes,
how
ma'am.
does he do it? I really want to keep some upstairs on my deck. I know that wouldn't work though, because they need more room to run around. But I want some chicken because I went. Reason why I'm asking if I went to buy some chicken from Publix, and the price went up like $1 and so. I said it's time for me to just go on and grow my own. Eggs are gone up ridiculously, and it's going to rise even more so next year. I'm just gonna leave that out there. I was like, I got to
Yes,
do
ma'am.
something. It's just too ridiculous.
Yes.
Hello, Jane Doe. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you so much. And let's see, did I get everybody? Yes, thanks everyone for coming in. We really appreciate you. And they're speaking to GT. Okay. Yeah, bread's gonna go up.
My
Hmm. I'm sorry.
sorry. No,
What?
ma'am. It's you.
No, I just said bread is gonna go up. So I'm looking for a good bread machine. If anybody knows a nice bread machine that's not gonna break the bank, I want a bread machine. I'm not gonna be doing all that. I do want to make my own bread. And because the cost is gonna be like almost, I think someone said $8 or $9 a loaf of bread. here in Georgia. That's
Ooh wee. Ooh wee. I
it's gonna
absolutely
be
right.
some skinny folks around here. Mine do okay in the in the cold. That's what you say. Grow joyfully. Homestead. We use more bedding, and high protein feed. Okay, okay. So okay, you had chickens. You've had chickens for 22 years. That's a long time.
With chickens, my chickens are bred for cold weather. I'm gonna lie. My chickens are bred for cold weather, so they handle cold weather fairly well. Like your chickens would have some traumatic experiences because of the heat. See, it would
Mm-hmm.
be reversed for you because
Oh.
chickens, because they have all that feathers and stuff. That's their insulation, so they would
Mm-hmm.
have problems in the heat. So you would get chickens locally, most likely, so that they can survive in your area.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm seriously thinking about it, and the more I go to the grocery store for anything like chicken and what have you, the more I want to
Hmm.
get some. I think I can do it. Hi, I'm Bias. How are you doing? Thanks for coming. Yeah, the
I
more
think
mhm.
I think chickens is a good starter livestock.
Yeah.
Besides like rabbits, I think chickens offer a lot. Egg production, that's my number one thing. I have not got the nerves to actually, you know, call them, cold them, or however it's pronounced. But I do get good eggs, and
What
they
is
also
cold?
provide a fur. That's when you dispatch them, when you send them to freezer camp, as some people say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I haven't.
Like,
I'm not mentally. I'm not there for that.
yeah, you would have
Yeah,
to do that yourself, right?
not me. I would have to pay somebody to do it. I'm not
Okay.
doing it.
Okay. Yeah.
Not me.
Um, that's the other thing. I would probably have to send them somewhere and let somebody else process them because I couldn't do all that, you know. But when you go to naming your birds and stuff like that, it kind of get kind of hard to process them, doesn't it? I mean,
Oh no, they pets now.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do any processing. No, it ain't gonna work.
And I imagine grow joyfully homestead. I would imagine that they're in the cold. I mean, it says they're in the cold. So what I do, I plan to do is use the deep litter method, which means that you keep piling on the bedding for them and
Hmm.
provide a high protein like she mentioned. And I think that's going to be the best option for me here in the winter in Alaska. But
Right.
with yours, it's going to be different. Like you
Yeah.
might have to add ice cubes to the water. That may not even be suggested because it's going to be fairly hot and they're going to have some experiences. I think they adapt to the cold weather better than the heat. Don't quote me on it, but that's what I would imagine.
Yeah, but that's your opinion, which is good. Which is good. Yeah. Well, how many did you start off with? How many did you start out with? Not off with, but how many did you start out with?
10. I started out with 10.
You started out
I
with a
went, yes, I started out with 10. And I went to New York 2 weeks later. And then I had my buddy come by every 2 days um, because it was a brand new house. I had just moved in my house. 2 months later, I got the chickens. I got in trouble from my wife. She called me every name but the child of God. And I said, I said, baby, um, I said, um, uh, somebody could hear it. I don't care. But, it was one of those things where most of the time I asked for permission versus ask for
hmm
forgiveness. I just operate that way. But That time it was like she already told me no, I'm gonna get it because I want it. And one of them passed away while I came when I came back. I noticed that, and so I had nine, and then I'm watching the chickens, do what they do, and I noticed
Mm-hmm.
that one of them is acting like a rooster. And I called one of the guys that live around. He lives around here, and I told him I have a rooster. He was like, "Oh, okay then." So he came by, he snatched the rooster up, and so I had eight, and then two passed away. So yeah, and then once I lost all those, I had to go buy more. So I bought three more. So I have a total of nine right now.
So two things. First of all, I'm gonna go backwards. You said when he came out and got the rooster, and then why did he get the rooster? And then what happened to the other ones? They just died, or you processed them?
He came to get the. Say that one more time. I'm sorry. Hold on one
You
second.
said
One
he
second.
came. Okay. Hello, 70 plus Gartner. Thank you so much for coming by. Welcome in.
Oh, my son informed me what I tell people. Legally, I only have five, but we can only have five legal birds in my area. Every county, state has regulations on how many birds you can have and what kind. Like the reason why he came to go come pick up the rooster is because we're not allowed to have roosters in the city limits.
Oh,
So that's why he came to get him. Yes.
okay. Okay. Well, that makes sense. So when the rooster fertilizes, wait a minute, I'm trying to see how that works with the rooster and the chicken. How does it go? You need the rooster to do what?
To fertilize the eggs.
Right.
The rooster has nothing to do with the chicken actually having eggs. The eggs are gonna happen regardless. It's like a woman's body. A woman body produces the egg, and if the egg doesn't fertilize, then there's a system that excretes the unfertilized egg, and theirs
Mm,
coming out in the egg form. Yeah.
okay. 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 So if you want to get your egg fertilized so you can have more chickens, you need a rooster. The chicken
Yes,
is
ma'am.
going to lay eggs anyway.
Unless you go buy fertilized eggs, and then you have I forgot the hatching thing. I have one in my thing, but you can buy fertilized eggs as well from
Oh,
people.
okay. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Hey, D-Move. Yeah, I didn't know that you could buy them like that. How long do they stay fertilized before they're no good?
I do not know I haven't done that research.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hey, Ray of Sunshine. Hello, D-Move. Thank you guys for coming in. I really appreciate it. We both appreciate you taking out the time to visit with us today. I'm trying to learn about eggs because I made a trip to the grocery store and I was not happy. And went to get some chicken and was not happy. But you know, another thing I saw while I was standing in line waiting for the chicken to get ready because it was flying right off the shelf as they were bringing them out. People were in line, excuse me, the line was long in the sandwich line. What you call that? It was getting those
Deli?
deli. I was like, really?
Mm.
I don't know. Maybe something wrong with me, but I probably wouldn't eat if I ate the deli meat. I probably wouldn't eat it for another year because of all the recalls. But people were just lined up like nothing had happened. And it just puzzles me to see people do that. But
We don't pay attention as much as we used to. We're in the age of information, but we work so much that we're not paying attention to it. We're distracted by so many things that interest us. We like to be entertained, and sometimes that entertainment clouds our judgment, in my opinion.
yeah, that's got to be it
And
because I was standing there very perplexed as to why the line was so long, and people were getting upset because they were running out of ham and running out of chicken. And I'm like, go home and cook your own food, you know. But the line stayed long until I think public here closes at 10, and it stayed long until about 9:45. They couldn't even close
Hmm.
down the deli because people were buying up anything, everything, you know. And I
Hmm.
was like, you in the deli line after all these recalls, playing Russian roulette
Yes.
with their life.
Some people don't actually pay attention to those recalls. They're not in the know. They, sometimes we ignore the things that we have no control over. You know, some of us, we want pork products, but we're not going to a butcher to achieve that. We just go to what's convenient. If you notice, a lot of things are driven by convenience. Some of the coffee shops, you can make your own coffee at home, but some people would rather visit some of these coffee establishments because it's less effort. And it's because we
Mhm.
have so many things because we're chasing a bag. And that's what some of the school systems have set us up to be is employees, not entrepreneurs. I
You're
didn't mean to
right,
say that out loud. I didn't mean
but
to say
it's
that
the
out
truth.
loud though.
No harm in telling the truth. We cannot hide the truth. That's the truth. And we also being fed. We're used to being fed everything. And it's just unfortunate that we fall into that trap. They have learned how to corral us into certain areas wherever they want us to be. And we just fall in line like little ducks, you know, whacking right on along and don't realize that we have been brainwashed. So I'll say it, I don't have a problem saying it. We've been brainwashed, you know, and we are sleeping. We're sleepy. We need to wake up because when we do wake up, it's going to be too late for some of us. So you're telling the truth. But it's sad because, you know, I want everybody to be all right. And I know it's impossible to think that everybody is going to be all right. But I like to think that the majority of the people are going to be okay. You know, try to understand that you need to become more self sufficient, self reliant, you know, as opposed to depending on the government, depending on others, depend on yourself and do for yourself. But what I'm seeing yesterday was a rude awakening, and it's just not happening. And it's
Hmm.
saying it makes me very sad. The news says that most people are sheep and do not care. Let's see here. Do not care. They are just here. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people want to be seen and be popular. That's more important. I think that's the thing. Thanks to all of these social media outlets, they want to get all the likes and the shares and the, you know, get on there and dance and do all this stuff, and that's their meat and potatoes. But this thing shut down, they're gonna be in trouble. They're gonna be very lost. And yes, Ray of Sunshine says so you can buy a head at hatchery too. So you said that you can do it, right? Uh, a head.
Yes.
Okay,
Incubator.
incubate. Okay, I'm trying to say the wrong word here. Hey, Jamaica.
So America. Yeah. It's sometimes it's all about your passion. What do you find passion in? Like some people, they find passion in clothes and it, it's what you find passion in. I find passion into you know having something as small as a mustard seed and put it into a growing medium and see actually what becomes of it. I think
Yeah,
it's amazing.
right.
So, like I, me and my father and my brothers and sisters, we have a financial class that we take every Thursday. And I'm always going to throw some gardening in there because I keep telling them, y'all are in Georgia. Like, you should be growing at least some lettuce, And I told my dad, I said, you know what? How about you buy everybody a hydroponic system? And I said, I wanted to tell you that, but I couldn't tell you that because that'd be kind of selfish of me because everybody doesn't have the same kind of passion as me. And it's because they don't understand exactly what's going on in the world. Like, I put a post out today on my community page. I went to Costco and they have naturally seedless lemons. I'm
How's that
like,
gonna be
what?
natural?
Now, breeding, selective breeding is a thing, but how much, how did you finagle the system that much to where you were able to produce lemons with no seeds? Like, it's the same thing with some of the hybrid watermelons. The
Mhm.
watermelons actually they bred the seeds out of them, and that's because of control.
Right.
This is the ultimate game. It's about control. So eliminating seeds out of lemons gives the producers more control because you can't
Hmm.
reproduce it. So you can the three things of business that I live by is get the money, keep the money, and keep getting the money. If you
Yeah.
produce seedless, you wrap that up. And if you produce
Hmm.
everything that people need to survive, which is nourishments, which is food, which is to eat, if nobody can reproduce that, you've cornered the market.
They cornered the market. Right. Exactly. And that's what they're trying to do with a lot of things. And people don't realize it. People, they don't realize, they don't see it. They don't see it. I don't understand. I just really don't understand how you not see what's going on. It just drives me crazy, you know. So, um, my whole thing is to try to help people stay woke or to wake them up. That's what I want them to do. I want people to wake up and then wake somebody else up. You know, we just wake each other up and wake up people that you see are asleep because there's a reckoning coming. I know it. I can feel it. And everybody's not gonna be able to make it through it, you know. And it's coming sooner than later. So I'm just saying to people, wake up, do the best that you can. Um, grow your own food. Grow your food inside because the time is gonna come where we may have to grow our food indoors and not let people know we're growing our food. Just start prepping for that right now. That's why the other day on Mona's Live, I was so excited about my kale. I've grown kale for years. But for some reason, now looking at that kale I grew from seed, I'm seeing it differently. My eyes are open differently towards it. It's like that came from a tiny seed. All that came from one tiny
Hmm.
seed. And you know, that's amazing. Who can create a seed that would create something like that? You have to think about that.
Mm-mm.
God's creation thought enough of us to create seeds for us to have food. Tiny. You can carry it around in your pocket and plant it, and within 3 months, you've got food, or 2 months, some of them 1 month, you have food to eat. He has given you a way to provide for you by His providing for you. People don't think about that. That's amazing. And all you have to do is put in some soil and grow it.
Let me show you something real quick. Now,
Okay.
nobody's seen this yet, but I want to show you this real quick.
Okay.
Like my wife, she had something to say about it, but I'm the man. Let me show you this here. Look
Okay.
at this. You see?
Wow. Oh, wow. Look at
Aquaponics,
here.
hydroponics, aquaponics, onions right there, fig cuttings right there. I'm not. There's some celery in there, so I'm trying.
You
That's
are. So what's the
that's
stick then? Is
all we
that
can do.
elderberry? What's the stick that's in the cup?
That is fig.
That's a fig. Okay. So
Yes,
what medium I'm
I.
gonna what
What'd you
medium
say?
did
I'm
you
sorry.
put that in?
I'm a cocoa core guy.
Okay, so you the cocoa core. Okay. Just
I
cocoa core,
live
that's
and
it.
I love cocoa core. Yep.
Okay. And it's just cocoa core. Did you put any perlite or anything like that in it?
Yes, I
Or even
use a sunshine mix. I think it was number 4. And yes, sunshine mix number 4.
okay, okay. So Jamaica says I'm incubating right now. I'll be watching you, Jamaica. You and your chicken girl. You and I have to see the Jamaica show every day. Uh,
Mhm.
let me see who else is come into the house before I continue on. I'm getting my
See, I
education
did
now.
these 11. I did these 1124, and
Wow.
as you see, there's roots in here.
Okay, how
That's
many nodes that you put down into the soil? Is it one or two?
only 1 per cup.
Okay, so let me ask you another question. Did that cutting already have the leaves on it, or they grew out?
I don't want leaves. I don't want it to have leaves.
Okay.
See, I want a bare. I don't want it to have any roots. I want it to be just straight stick. They cut it off of a producing tree and they sent it to me.
Okay.
The reason why I don't want it to have anything is because it's cold here, so it would damage the cell walls. And I usually don't even buy cuttings during the winter because I don't know the real effects of, what it's going to do to the cell walls, because of the
Mhm.
cold weather.
Okay. Okay.
No, but it just was a stick. It was just a stick. I scraped the sides. I did a video on it, but I scraped the sides. I
Mhm.
made sure that it was at an angle, and then I used a rooting hormone. Some people use the natural way, which is honey, I think, and aloe is another one.
Mhm.
But I use a synthetic one that you get from Wally World,
Mhm.
and made sure the soil was moist when I put it in there, and put it by a little bit of light, and next thing you know, it's ta-da. Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't have to put a dome on it for humidity and all that other stuff. You just
Not for this, no ma'am. Not
oh,
for
okay.
fig cutting. Now, like I have some in my garage.
Okay.
I let me see.
Hey, Casey's 55. Hello, Gloria Elliott. Thank you so much for coming in. And I missed a couple of people at the top, and I'm going to get to you because I do believe and trying to say hello as you come into the house. And GP Jr., everybody says hello to you. Psalms 146. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm trying to get into thinking about honey. Where you? I'm thinking about maybe we need to get us some chickens. You got anything to say about that, Mister Mister? He ain't saying. When we first moved here, he was the one wanted chickens, and I was like, I don't want no chickens. I don't want no chickens. Now I want chickens, and he don't want. We got to
Mm,
come together. That's all right. I start sending him to the store for the chickens, the eggs. He'll change his mind.
chickens are a good resource. Yes.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
I can do it. He grew up in the country. He grew up with the cows and the goats and the all that stuff. They only went to the store probably for very little because they made their own bread. They grew everything, you know. So he
Hmm.
knows how to do all that. I just wasn't with the program when we first moved here, but yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. So you ordered some cuttings.
Yes.
Do you have a fig tree already? I thought you had one.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All
There's
right.
many, 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 many different types of figs. Figs can take on the characteristics of a lot of different things. There's some that taste like strawberries, different types of jam. The flavor profile is phenomenal. Some of them need an actual fig wasp to pollinate it. So there's many different types of figs. I have about 20 in my garage right now, and I have about 12 to 15 different types of dragon fruit. It's
Oh,
it,
wow.
if you want to grow it, try. That's all.
Well, we got D Mood on here. He is the fig man also. Been trying to get
Hmm.
some fig cuttings from him. I think he had something that happened midway through 2024, but maybe I can get me some. Yeah, I do need to get. Here in Georgia, they think that you only should have brown turkey, maybe Celeste. We don't get all those different flavors. The only way you can get them like you did is you're doing is to send off for the cuttings. You know, Casey, what is this
Yes.
Casey saying? Eggs in market yesterday was $7 a dozen. What grows
Whoa,
on this weekend?
whoa.
What grows on is that? I'm not surprised though. See, that's what
Mm.
I'm talking about. $7 and next year is gonna jump up even higher. And it's that what is it called? It range free. Is that what they call it? Range free?
Free range, yes, ma'am.
Free range? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
It probably wasn't.
My, I really want to grow. I really want to produce my own bread. I told my wife about it, and I said I will learn how to do it, but I want her to do it. Um, I don't put up gender roles in my house. It's whatever you're good at, that's what you do. There's some
Mm-hmm.
things that I'm going to do as a man just because that's what I stand on. But
Mm-hmm.
there's things that, when it comes down to cooking, I'm a good cook. As far as basic stuff, I'm good at cooking. And for the bread, I want her to actually pick up that as a skill and be like, okay, um, let research how to make sourdough bread and let's go ahead and
Yeah.
pump that out. So in the next year or two, we're going to get to a place where we're more sustainable. My ultimate goal is to produce at least 75% of everything that I consume. So if that means that I need to go hunting, then I'll go do that. I just
Mm-hmm.
have to have somebody process it. But I want to consume 75% from my own hands. Yeah.
Right. Right. Well, I tell you what. I'm gonna do once I get that dough making machine or bread making machine, whatever it's called. I'm gonna do a video on it because as long as, like I said, as long as I don't have to knead, I'm fine. I'm fine. But I will need if I have to, because if the electricity goes out, you can still make bread. You know. So, but with what's gonna happen with Canada, I think that's where this is coming from. Yeah, the price of bread is still good to go sky high. You want me to call you? You can't hear me? Can you hear me? Uh-oh. He said goodbye. I don't know what happened. Okay. D. said that he makes his own bread. And he said, I think that GT was saying that he couldn't talk anymore. So he had to leave. But we appreciate his contribution. Oh, he's coming back. Let me find my little person and put him back up there. Okay.
Okay, that was my wife. We about to go have dinner at one of the little Mexican restaurants up here.
Ooh, Mexican
So
food.
yeah, we that's one of her favorites. So I was trying to say bye. I got a
Oh,
call, but yeah, it's all good. But thank you, Miss
no,
Gail, for
Sally.
allowing me to come up and socialize with you. I appreciate it.
We appreciate you.
Thank you. No
Thank you
problem. No
so
problem.
much.
You have a good one. I'm gonna go into the chat after I finish with dinner.
Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming up.
No problem.
Okay,
Thank you. Trust
we'll
the
see.
process, y'all.
All right, darling. Okay, so we thank GT Jr. for coming in with us today and visiting. D. Moose, he makes his own bread. Jamaica said you can make bread with yogurt and self-rising flour. Yogurt and self-rising flour. I've not seen that recipe. I haven't seen, let me see something. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Let me go here. And yeah, yogurt and self-rising flour, that's all you need. Flour, salt, baking powder, and water. I don't use yeast. This is what D. Mood says. And I'm just going to ask a question, D. Mood. I know you're going to be like, I don't have to do a video about everything, but have you done a video on how to make bread? Yeast no good for your gut. Yeah, but yeast is in just about everything that we eat. Just about everything that we eat has unfortunately, but if there's a way to make bread without it, then okay, thank you. You know, that may be something that you might want to consider, because when things hit the fan, if they do, we pray that it doesn't. A lot of people are going to be looking to do things they've never done before, which is number one, make bread. That's one of those things. Jamaica is going to go look for the proportions. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm seriously, once I get my machine, seriously going to be making some bread. Anybody, if you use store-bought toast, oh yeah, that helps to get the carbohydrates out, I believe. Yeah, from what I understand. Is there anybody in the chat who is not growing something this summer? That's, excuse me, not the summer, but this fall, winter, is waiting for the spring. If you are not growing anything this fall, winter, and you're waiting for the spring, shout out for a second. Hello, Bob Brownlee. How are you doing? Thanks for coming into the chat. Everybody's growing something now. Who all thinks that it's too late to start growing anything? And I know it depends on your growth zone or your growing situation, your climate, your microclimate. Who all thinks it's too late to start growing something for fall/winter? And who all has changed their mind and thought maybe they wouldn't, but they are going to grow something? So the move says that high heat neutralizes the yeast. Okay, that's good to know. And also, who all are bread makers in the group? Are there any bread makers other than D-Mood, Jamaica? We heard from you. You're growing some stuff indoors because it's only 34 degrees outside here in Chicagoland. Well, good for you. Let's see. No knead bread. 3 cups of self-rising flour and 1 3/4 cups of vanilla yogurt. You guys get that? I'm going to take a picture of it. I'll probably try this tomorrow. So you say no knead, so you just mix that together. And then until it's all mixed together good, and then go on ahead and put it in the oven. And what you're cooking it at, what's the temperature? 70 plus. Gardner says, hopefully I'll start my winter sowing soon. Okay. Sam says, I'm growing some stuff indoors because it's only 34. Okay, I did read that. I'm sorry, I'm going backwards. 375 for 35 to 47 minutes. Did everybody get that recipe? And if not, then I'll put it back up. I'm gonna make that tomorrow. I need to go to the store and get some yogurt. And Miss Ann's backyard garden, I'm growing lettuce and I am growing in milk containers too. Oh, yay. Is this Miss Antoinette? Is that you? That's Jamaica's information right there, you guys. I'm sure she did probably something on YouTube video. It's so easy and delicious. You like it? I hope. I'm gonna like it because it's homemade, and I'm gonna like it because I would not have had to pay $8 or $9 or $10 for it. That's why I'm gonna like it. Yes, ma'am. What size pan did you put it in, America? I need to make sure I have the right size. I have some loaf pans, but I need to make sure I have the right one. Hey, Antoinette, how you doing? How you doing? Guess what? Your package will be there tomorrow. I put a little extra something in there. Now, let me tell you here. Let me tell you, I'm glad you're here. You have some seeds from some kumquat seeds. They're in a moist paper towel because if they dry out, the percentage rate for germination goes down. I snuck you in a couple of kumquat, whole kumquats. You can eat them if you want to. You have your own seeds inside of there. They should yield you about maybe 5 to 6 seeds for yourself. And I put your little something in there, some extra in there. Now, as far as how to plant or germinate, you can try different things. You can try just putting the seed in some soil, starting on the inside. You saw the cup that GT Jr. showed you that he had his, I hope you were here, that he had his big cutting in. You can put it in a cup like that. He used cocoa core and some perlite and put it in there, moisten it. And, you're going to have to keep it warm. Keep it away from light because it's a seed. And you don't want to put it too deep into the soil. Moisten the soil first and then put the seed on top and push it down just a little bit. I am going to do a video. I left you a message. I put a little note on there, and then I will do a video on how I germinate and how I grow kumquats from seed. I will do that for you. And because there's different methods that you can use. You can leave it in its encasing that it's in, or you can pop that open and take the little green seed out and put that into the soil, and that will take care of several steps. But there are a lot of videos out there on growing kumquats from seeds. I would suggest you go ahead and watch those too. But when you get your seeds and when you get your kumquat, do not let it dry out. Keep it moist until you're ready to plant, okay? So thank you for coming by. And let's go back up. Jamaica says she did not do a video. Let's see here. Bake at 375 for 35 to 47 minutes. Let me go on back up. It's easy and delicious. My thing just dropped. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Me and my computer's tablet are coming to Jesus meeting. Okay, here we go. You use a regular loaf pan then. Okay. So Bob says I'm growing hydroponically now since our -8 below last Thursday. -8. Ew, ouch. -10 below zero, which I will do till spring. Just harvested number 12, my tatsoi this morning for my egg pitaka. So do you make a mean frittata? I love frittatas. I need a recipe. Help me out. You gonna send us the recipe for the frittata, Miss Bob Brownlee, or did you do it on video? I mean, inquiring minds want to know. I want your frittata recipe. You'll send a picture to me of the raisin bread you just made. Wow. You can send me the recipe for it. Thank you, Jamaica, for the recipe. I really appreciate it. Yes, you can do cups. You can the way I grew them like 2 years ago. I did the double cup method with the clear cup inside of a red cup, holes in the bottom of the clear cup. Then I put a clear cup on top of that and taped it, like made a dome and punched a couple of holes in it for humidity and moisture. And they grew just fine. I put several inside of one cup. You don't have to do a cup for each seed. I put like 3 or 4 seeds inside of one cup, and they grew no problem. Nice milk containers. You saw the milk container net did? Oh, I got a video to show you guys tomorrow. Now, those milk containers really work. You're more familiar with cups and glasses? Okay. Okay. Yes, thank you, Mr. America. We all appreciate you. You're busy bee out there. I didn't get a chance to watch what you were doing today. I saw a little glimpse of it because I got busy, but you were planting bare root trees today. I believe that's what you were doing. You were planting some bare root fruit trees. And this is the time if you're going to get some fruit trees and what have you, this is a good time of the year to do it. Now and in January. Don't forget also, people, for those of you who have fruit trees, don't forget to make sure that you get on some kind of spraying schedule if you have problems like I do with the plum cucullio and all that. This is the time to start treating for it. So read up on what to do for your trees in your area so when the time comes for spring and the buds come out and before the flowers come out, you need to know what to spray your tree with so that you won't have the problem with the bugs that you had last year. If you had the problems, and those people who live up north, I don't think you have as much of a problem as the people down here in the south. We got some bugs for you. Okay, Miss Brownlee, you said you make the no need artisan bread. You make sourdough bread and have a starter in the refrigerator now, which I need to feed with 2 tablespoons, 2 teaspoon flour and 1 teaspoon water. Okay, now that's some learning right there. You need to be teaching us about that. Now the artisan bread, I like to know how to make that. So do you have a quick recipe you can type in and let us see? I know sourdough takes a minute. It's a process. But the artisan bread, can you type in a recipe for us? Would that be too much? While she's doing that, D Mood says that you harvested your sweet potatoes doing the current right now. When did you harvest them? Did you do a video? Now y'all know I am really behind on videos. Like I said, I'm apologizing, but I'm not apologizing because I went through a period of mourning and I'm still kind of in it, but I'm coming out. I'm doing okay. But I lost a lot of time. My sister was very sick and then she passed away. So um, it was a lot. It was a lot. Hi, Jones Troop. Thank you so much for coming in and visiting with us. We appreciate you. D-Moo, what you say you made French bread? Now, I've never seen a French bread recipe. So listen, you guys, we're gonna have to start doing some swapping the recipes on the bread thing, and let's start trying to see how we can do videos on just making bread, because I'm telling you, the way things are going, we may need to really have food for thought on that one. If you are not making any bread, there look like there's been some quick, easy recipes on here to make some kind of bread. Um, you might want to entertain the idea. So Gloria Elliott Gardening says that she's growing hydrogen kale, bok choy, and lettuce in dirt collard greens. Are you growing the collard greens in dirt and everything else hydrogen? Is that what you're saying? Y'all gonna have to do better than this. B Move, come on, man. You did some French bread and you didn't do a video. But we need those of us who do not know how to bake bread. I can bake cakes and other things, but I never baked bread before. So I'm really wanting to get into baking bread. Thank you so much, Jane, though, because I really need it because it's hard. It's been hard. That my sister was 13 months older than I. We were close. Close. So thank you so much. Oh, I think I've heard of that. Thank you so much for that. Anyone made some sweet potato bread? I brushed across a video. I didn't stay there because I was moving, so where somebody was talking about sweet potato bread, made some sweet potato bread. I've never had sweet potato bread. What does it taste? Does it taste like sweet potato? Sounds good, but I don't know about sweet potato bread now. I've heard of potato bread. Now, yeah, I have had potato bread. It just tastes like regular bread. The sweet potato bread, I've not had that. I'm game though. I am game. Ray of Sunshine, do you make that? Yeah, Gloria Elliott go talking about them drop biscuits. Gloria, get on the video and let me know when you're on there doing it so I can watch you make those drop biscuits. We all gonna be cooking like our great grandparents in a minute. Because it comes down to being hungry, you got you some bread and a piece of meat or just some bread, period. You know, that'll carry you to the next day. Okay, well, when you do it, you know, if you have time, show us what you're doing. I'm interested. I have heard of sweet potato bread. I've not had it, and I've not even seen it. Seen it. Haven't seen it. Ah, we got a recipe. Get ready, you guys. Get your pen and paper. Take a picture with your phone. You have an egg frittata pan over. Oh, I thought she was dropping the recipe. Okay, egg frittata pan over low heat on top of stove, which I saute onions, peppers, broccoli, or pat sauce, smoked sausage, bacon, or your choice. Seasonings to taste, then top with cheddar cheese. Okay, so my question is, because I've frittatas, you do that on top of the stove, then you put it in the oven to finish cooking the top. So, do you take your pan off of the stove and put it in the oven to finish cooking? Or you do everything that is done on top of the stove? So I guess I'm going to ask the question. You saute everything first, and then put the egg on top of that while it's on the stove, and let that cook. Top it with some cheddar cheese, and then do you put it in the oven? I guess that's what I'm asking. Y'all, I'm copying, taking down some of these recipes. And I've seen recipes for frittatas where you had to use 8 eggs, but I'm assuming, of course, that you can use a smaller amount than that because you just maybe won't, I guess, enough for you and one other person or something like that. Drop biscuits with milk gravy. Oh, y'all, come on now. You know we start eating on this channel. That's a meal right there. Jane Doe, do you make drop biscuits with milk gravy? Is that something you know how to do, Jane Doe? And what time is it? It is probably, Lord Jesus, 10:56. It's not that late. I guess we can still talk about food. You talking about some drop biscuits with some milk gravy. Have folks going in the kitchen eating this time of night. I've never seen a frittata pan, to be honest with you. Tired of eating the same stuff. And you know, for a good frittata would make you eat yourself into a coma. A good frittata, and it's filling, and I made them before. I have made them before, but I lost my little recipe. Now I can add lib it. I can get in there and put something together. Okay, Miss Barbara, let's see. Eggs beaten goes into the frittata. Okay, eggs beaten goes into the frittata. It will rise. Yum. You can put whatever you want in your frittata. You can place a top over your pan for it to cook and rise. You can place it in an oven on 350. Okay, there you go. There you go. Okay. Thank you. I'll leave that up for a second for anyone else who wants to partake. Has anyone heard of a black garlic? My honey said he saw something on TV about a black garlic that's supposed to be very pungent. Let's see here. I've never heard of a black garlic. Gloria Elliott Garden, you say hydroponics, kale, bok choy, everything else is in dirt, like the collard greens and lettuce. Okay. And all that's looking good and doing great for you, Gloria, the hydroponics, kale, and bok choy. And see, it all depends on how many people you have in your family. You can grow that stuff inside the house. Even if you have like 6 people in your family, you just increase what you have and increase what you're doing. You think that you have some in the cabinet, but you've never used it. Now, what is it that you have in the cabinet that you hadn't used? Did I miss something? You guys get Jamaica's recipe for the no need. Um, uh-oh. 3 cups of rising flowers and 1 I don't know what's going on with my finger. Cups of vanilla yogurt, and that's all you need. That's all you need. So we've gotten a couple of good recipes off of here. Let me take that off. D-Mood, I want that French bread. I want to see you make that French bread. I need the recipe for it. Serious. Yes, thank you everybody for sharing your recipe. Jamaica was talking. You were talking about the black garlic. I wonder if he was looking at your channel. Where do you get that from? What is? I've never seen black garlic. Okay, so we got that one about the frittata. So we're gonna see who all's gonna cook that frittata. I'm gonna try mine tomorrow. I've got some onions and bell pepper and some cheese. So I have some oh, what kind of cheese is that? I have some goat cheese, some herb goat cheese. I'm gonna put that in there. That should be good. You got the black garlic from Costco, but you never used it. Is it actually black or is it dark red or what color is it? And does it have better medicinal properties in it than other garlic pieces? I'm just wondering. He couldn't tell me. He was saying he wanted to get some black garlic, and I was trying to figure out why. I'm growing garlic out there, but it's red. It's the red garlic. Sipping some soil and more. You know something? I got something for you. I am going to get you on so many levels, it ain't even funny. See, you know, I'd be all right till I see your name. You know you in trouble. You having too much fun. And I'm gonna get you. I'm being nice right now. But your little tail better find that button. It's chef stable and it's brown. A brown garlic. Oh, hey. So you haven't tried it. I need you to try it before we go out and buy it. See what it tastes like. He said it's real supposed to be real poocher. But you know, I don't really need a really poocher garlic unless it's something that's gonna be a miracle worker. Let me tell you guys something. I have been drinking, and I talked to Mona about this. Um, and some of you guys are probably already doing this and know about it. This clove tea. You take about 4 or 5 cloves and boil it in about 2 cups of water, and for about maybe 10 minutes, then let it simmer for a while. And you put about a teaspoon of honey and a teaspoon of lemon in a cup and pour it over in that. You're gonna get caught up in something else when I see you, girl. I ain't talking to you right now. And and sip on it. And they say to do it at night. I have arthritis really bad in my back and my knees. And what helps me is bare back and body. I have to take that. I was taking Tylenol, but it really wasn't doing that much. I noticed yesterday and today, after doing this for like a week and a half, that I wasn't hurting during the day and I had not taken anything for the pain. I did increase my turmeric intake. I drink turmeric in my tea. I have fresh turmeric in here. I do this every day. Fresh ginger every day, fresh lemon juice and honey, and some kind of peppermint every day. And I do this size cup. I'll drink half of this. This is 20 ounces. And then the more up, I'll drink the rest of it. But I noticed, I said, oh, I'm not hurting like I was. You know, like I'm usually hurting real bad. I was like, isn't that tea? So what I think I'm discovering, and you guys probably already know this, is It takes holistic medicine, organic medicine, a longer time to work. You have to. It's not going to happen overnight. Not like with the chemical medicine. You guys know that. But you eventually, after about a week, week and a half, 2 weeks, you give it a try. You be consistent with it. You discover all of a sudden you had taken your other medication, and you're not hurting. You're not being bothered with the pain like you normally are or have been when you were going without it. So I just wanted to share that with you, my experiment, what's going on with me. Um, you have to give the holistic medicine, and I'm calling it holistic, organic, the herbal medicine a chance to work. You have to give it a chance to work. In the meantime, I was still taking my um, their aspirin, and then all of a sudden I didn't take it. So I think the moral of the story is if you're doing anything holistic, if you're doing anything organic, give it a chance to work. It takes a longer time, but eventually for me, only for me, I can only speak for me, it started working. And that clove tea is good to keep dementia away. And Lord knows I need to take that 3 times a day. Keep the dementia down and Alzheimer's. It has a lot of medicinal properties. So I'm just speaking from my experience. This is more educational. I'm not giving you any kind of advice as to what you should and should not do. I'm just telling you from my experience what's going on with me, and I give it to my honey every night too. Um, you may want to look into it. You know, we all have clothes in our cabinets, and they just sit there. We buy clothes, I guess, to do the ham and whatever else you may put. But the clothes, we never use up a container of clothes. If you use up a container of clothes up, let me know. You never use up a whole container of clothes. They just sit there. Is it just me? You may use about, 3 or 4, 4 or 5, and then the rest of it just sits there. So once I realized the medicinal properties of these clothes, I'm trying to figure out how I can grow it right. Like, how can I grow me some clothes? Because the way things are going, they're trying to corner everything. So you have to rely on them, especially when they see that you're trying to take care of yourself and you are not hopefully going to be as dependent on pharmaceuticals, the drug medicines that they got out there. The doctors ain't nothing but, drug pimps, and take care of your own self. So if they figure out you can grow this stuff for yourself, they're going to come up with something. And they're listening to what they hear. They hear us talking. We almost can't even talk on the phone. They can't talk on the internet because they're listening. They're listening, something is coming down the pipe. Yeah, but look into that before something happens and we don't have any more clothes. I'm just saying. Let's see, what did I miss here? Okay, so Real Sunshine say, yeah, I can predict when rain is coming. Yeah, by how my body feels. Girl, talk about the rain and the cold wind. You walk outside and it's a little wind and you hurt somewhere where you weren't hurt before. You'd be like, what in the world is that? But then you have to think about the fact that it's the wind or the rain or the cold weather. You've seen many use clothes for yes, toothache and tooth care, yes. And it really works. Yes, I'm telling you. Yes, ma'am. The first time I said it, what you heard, you thought I said clothes. No, cloves, CLOVS. I'm sorry. I'm not pronouncing enunciating my words right. I thought that I was talking about. Oh, Lordy. Oh, my God. Thank you for that. I needed that. CLOVES, cloves, spice. The spices in your cabinet right now that you probably haven't used but once or twice. But Speaking about laundry, you guys, um, we were headed up the road here, and I noticed there was a new laundromat. I haven't seen a laundromat in a long time. You guys familiar with laundromat? You know, you have to pay attention to your surroundings. Now, all of a sudden, laundromats is popping up that we know they have all kinds of storage facilities popping up. Come on, you live in the area, you got storage facilities popping up. They telling you something. They know something. They know a thing or two. It's a storage facility on just about every corner in everybody's neighborhood. Now they have laundromats. What they getting ready to do? They're gonna put people out. You got to have a place to store your stuff because the stuff gonna go so high, be so high that you can't afford where you're living. And then you're gonna have to go and use a laundromat because you won't have accessibility to washing machine and a dryer. What is going on? Is a message there? Look, now that I said it, how many of you guys noticed any new laundromats going up in your area? The move says, I've noticed here they have reduced the sale of compost. They just want you to buy Miracle Grow. Probably. Uh-huh. Powdered ginger and turmeric cinnamon in hot water works for me with inflammation. Okay. I'm gonna try that 70 plus Gardener. Powdered ginger. Now I have that. And turmeric. Are you saying turmeric and cinnamon? Right? Turmeric and cinnamon. Now I know I have to be careful with the cinnamon. Too much of that'll make me have an allergic reaction. I'm gonna try that tonight. Powdered ginger. Do I have any powdered ginger? Yeah, I do. How much do you use though, 70? 70 plus. Will you put down your measurements for me, please? So that we all would know. Are you talking about a teaspoon of each, a half a teaspoon of each, and some hot water? And do you put like any honey in there for taste? I got away oil from Black Tropical Gardener, and it really works. I have all those 8 containers in some. Okay, so they sell paint away. I used to sell a paint away. That was with oh, what's the name of that company that I used to sell their products? Oh my goodness. And my customers loved it. Customers really loved it. I never tried it, but my customers loved it. So I'm trying to think of the name of the company that sold it. I have to get with them and see if I can get some of that. Yes, that's happening here too, says Jamaica. We also have a lot of RV lots. Really? So what y'all think is going on with this? There's something going on, y'all. You're tired of these storage facilities? Phew, it got to be something. It's got to be something. Yeah, there. Look, come on, y'all. Think about it. I want y'all to stop and think. Storage facilities. Why are there so many storage facilities going up? And why is it that our city and county officials are allowing it to happen? That's the other thing. Why are they allowing so many storage facilities to come up? They know what's going on and they're not sharing. They're not sharing. But there's something to that. Now you have the laundromat going up. I saw it's a brand new one on a major thoroughway. Excuse me. When knees start getting achy, I have been drinking a cayenne shot made with 1/4 cayenne powder in water. Just ground up more cayenne peppers. I harvested from the garden that were dehydrated. Okay. I looked at mine yesterday and they're dehydrated and they're still on the little bush out there. So I'm waiting on them to get a little dry. Once they get a little drier, I'm gonna bring them in. 70 plus says she does 1/2 teaspoon of each with honey. Oh, okay. Y'all get that recipe? Those of us who let's see, let's go here. Let me take my picture. We're not charging y'all for this information now, okay? I hope y'all took your picture. Don't be coming back asking me what's the recipe now. I'm just teasing. Let me go here, see if I can get you up to where you're supposed to be. Let's see, Amway. But it wasn't Amway, it was another company that had the pain. With the pain of trade, and I'm trying to, it's no company. Oh, here it is. Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on for a second. I need to get back down to where I was. Yeah, that was called clove tea. Um, you're correct. Let me do this. So anybody who didn't take the picture, I'm going to take my picture. There you go. Because my memory is not that great. So, Ray of Sunshine says no, yeah, at 70 plus garden, have you boiled ginger from ginger root and used with powdered turmeric. Okay, and that's another way you can do it. Boil the ginger from the ginger root and use it with the powdered turmeric. Does the powdered turmeric dissolve that well? Is that the situation, Jamaica? People are losing their places to live, and it's obvious. But why? What's going on with our folks over here that they're losing their places like that? Is it, I don't know. Everybody can't be making the same mistake. What's going on that allows them to be in the same area of concern? Like I talked about earlier, being corralled into certain situations. I mean, that many people to the point where they've got to put up but they are predicting that these people are going to need a place to store their belongings. So what they're doing is creating the problem. See, that's how you do it. You create the problem, then you bring about the solution. That's what's going on. And that's true in how things have been done here. I'm sure it's done in other places, but for here, where we live for a long time, they create the problem and then they come up with a solution, and you are paying on both ends. But I just like to know, is it that they're thinking people are going to be moving here and they need a place to store their stuff, or houses not big enough, space is not big enough? What is the deal? But something definitely in the soup is not right. Something don't smell right. And the price for storage space in these buildings is tremendous. It's ridiculous. Storage buildings, maybe it will serve as temporary housing, like a cell without a window. I've seen moved into the storage building where they moved into their storage compartment and had some electricity in there some kind of way. I've seen that. I had a guy who was selling some vending machines out of his storage facility, and he was living in it. Now, what's going to happen once they see that you are doing that, they're probably going to start demanding that you leave at a certain time. Another way to block you. We have the drone flying here. Someone knows something. Honey, let me tell you something. Those drones were created for a reason. They're spying. Hmm. And they don't care whose community they're or neighborhood they're flying over. They're collecting data. And this is just my opinion. Hey, Shantae, how you doing? How are you doing? Thanks for coming. It's nice seeing you. You're thinking clothes have a good shelf life? They do. I looked it up, but they say they last for years. Yeah, and actually, when you use them, I was throwing them away, but they say you can actually hold on to them to make more tea because they have a lot of they're pretty, so they don't go bad like bad. You can use them again. So I started saving them. I'm gonna find something else to do with them. But yeah, the mood, you got something going on there about the drones. Um, they've gotten very bold with this drone thing, and it's they're coming after everybody. Tom says I found a more palatable way to enjoy my cayenne shot. I'm glad you did because that stuff is hot. I make a cup of hot water, mix in a pinch of pink salt, squeeze some fresh lemon juice, and add my cayenne powder to it. It's enjoyable like tea. So the juice from the lemon and maybe the salt maybe tones down the spiciness. Is that what you're saying? America, yes, the price of everything is going up. And taxes, rent, food, gas, go on and on. You're right. It's getting ridiculous. They are trying to, and this is no secret, have two tiers: the super rich and the poor. And you can be a millionaire and still be considered poor now. The way that the power to be is trying to construct things. They're trying to construct it whereas either you're going to be billionaires or trillionaires or you're going to be poor. This is how they're corralling you. And I use the word corral. I'm going to use it all the time because they are corralling you into a certain area. Think about it. Think about it. They're pushing you into a certain area for control. That's what they're doing. They need that control. And they're being pretty successful about it because people not paying attention. They're not paying attention because they get the little pacifier in their mouth. They're stuck on the little pacifier. And they're not just looking around out there. You're stuck on the pacifier. You concentrate on the pacifier. You're not paying attention to what's going on. They have your attention pulled away from the big picture. Once you pull that pacifier out your mouth, you become more alert to what's going on. We got to talk to our children because they are really going to be lost. The changeover is going to really affect our children. And so you have to decide how you want to leave your children here. You want to leave them strong and knowledgeable and aware and alert, or you want to leave them kind of numb and just taking anything that the world gives them and not fighting for their rights. Not being a voice for the voiceless is what you have to do. You have to think about your children and your grandchildren. That's what you have to do. Talk to them. I've lost my cursor. There it is. This is the time for us to continue to educate our children and educate ourselves. And you don't need to turn away from the news. Some of us, I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear that. No, you better listen. I don't care how it feels or how it hurts. You better listen. You need to know, and y'all hear me, you need to know what the other people are thinking. You need to know how they're thinking. In war, enemies defeated their enemies, and I'm going to say it like that. by studying them, studying their habits. That's how they defeated them. They even infiltrate into their society and learn everything they can about them. Then they go back and tell the powers to be what they've learned, and then they defeat them. They find out about their weaknesses, and they find out about their culture and how to hurt them with the. This is no time for us to be comfortable. Okay, y'all need to stop being comfortable. And I don't want to sound like I'm preaching, but you really do need to stop being comfortable. Bayou Sugar, how you doing, precious? On the bushes, huh? Okay, you in the bushes. Thank you so much for coming. We do appreciate you. Thanks for coming to the home. And so, yeah, we have got to stay vigilant as gardeners. We have to think of different ways that we can grow our food in case of how we gonna what we gonna do. You may have a container with, like I had, was it last year before last, big old container. It's like it's full of soil and the grow light over it, growing tomatoes and whatever else. I have a video of it right there in my family room. I wasn't doing it because I was expecting the world to end. What happened was I was doing samples like in November of how to do things. And I actually was drawing it to show how you do it. And it was in November. Okay. So by the time January came, everything was up real big. So I don't know if y'all remember that that video, but I had a forest inside of my. I mean, they were like not 5, about maybe 3 to 4 feet tall. That's how tall they were. All of my fruit, I mean, my food that I was growing. So you can do it. You can do it. Just make sure, because people worry about bugs, boil your water, let it cool down a little bit, but not too much, and pour it over your soil to kill any eggs, any insects. Squeeze that out, put it inside a container. And I didn't have any problems with any insect. And that was for months. I had that for 6 months. When your leaders tell us you're going to suffer, yeah, well, if someone's giving you a heads up on a situation, then you need to decide, first of all, how you can protect yourself against whatever is about to happen. That's the first thing you do. And then you go and see if there's anyone else who's of a like mind thought of you, that the same as you, who thinks like you. And y'all get together and see what can happen, what you can do about it. If they're telling you you're going to suffer, they need to tell you how you're going to suffer. And then just in case, you prepare, you have to prepare yourself for the good and for the bad. Then if you see that person who is your leader is telling you this and they're implementing that type of thing, you get out and become very vigilant and try to make sure they are not the leader anymore. How many people can drag along with you to make sure that doesn't happen again? And do nothing about what already has happened, but you just prepare for the future and try to get through what you're going to go through if there's something to go through. We still don't know, but yeah, you have to prepare. I used to tell my students all the time, we sing the song, we have overcome. I tell people, we haven't overcome. We just made a bilateral move. We still trying to overcome and get equality and have everybody be okay. You take one step forward and somebody knock you back too, but you still have to get back up and keep moving. Some fly drones for the love of aerial photography. I love to capture tree lines and sunrises, the naughty flyers, making it dangerous for us ethical. Uh, what's that word? People threatening pilots. Now, yeah, and it's unfortunate. The bad make it hard for the good. Yes, they do. So she's speaking. Yeah, so it's unfortunate, but taxes on homes went up, causing homelessness, and now there are laws popping up to put sleeping on streets can land in jail. Wintertime is good, but it will apply all season. Yeah, create the situation. And then I think it was 2 decades ago when I found out that jails building the stock market, it was part of the stock market, building jailhouses for people. Did y'all hear what I just said? Building jailhouses is part of the stock market. You can invest in so they create the problem. Create the problem. So you have to go to jail. Because they need to go to jail because they've invested in those jailhouses. Come on, people, think about it. Think about it. I didn't mean to go down that road, but somebody got to go down that road. Y'all know what's going on? It's all about knowledge. I didn't know that. And my girlfriend, who was a probation officer, she said, yeah. She said it's an investment. But if they don't have the jailhouses full, they don't have anybody to go to jail, then they don't get any money. They lose out. So they have to create situations that will cause children to behave a certain way, starting, I think, it's third grade level. Plans in place. So when they reach a certain level, they acting up and they become juveniles and then criminals. And it's an investment in children's behavior to fill up these jailhouses. The least little thing. Some people do. Some people. They lock them up for it. You need to fill up the jail cells. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done, people. We have a lot of work that needs to be done, and we can't sleep. We can't rest. We can't rest on our laurels because there's a lot going on. We have each other. We have each other, and that's a good thing. And we have to keep this chain link very tight so that we can express what we're going through, express our ideas, express what we know, express our knowledge, and share it. Because it's getting a little tight out there. I'm a 1950s baby. I've seen a lot. I've seen riding on the back of the bus, color almond, white almond, water fountain. I've seen a lot. Integrated high school. My sister who passed was the first African American Miss Grade High School. Henry Grade was a racist. But we went there and we broke down some barriers. We broke down some doors. We broke down some walls. We demanded people like rights as young people in high school. And I'm seeing something now that is scary. Because then we knew, because we were spoken to, we were talked about it, we saw it. These kids don't have a clue. They've been hand-fed and spoiled and haven't had to go through nothing. Some of them don't even have to make their beds up. When I was 5 years old, they gave me a stool and I had to get on that stool and learn how to iron. I'm handling an iron, which was a real iron back then. It was very heavy. Learning how to iron. Standing up on the stool washing dishes with the washing machine that had the what you call those rollers. They said your hand got stuck in it. It will mash your hand up. Scared to the death. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. But you were stronger. A lot stronger back then. Because of what you went through. Our children are watered down. And I'm not saying your children are, you probably don't have the issue, but I see a lot of them watered down and they are smarter, but like the Bible says, wiser but weaker. It is so true. And it doesn't hold true for all of them, but the majority of the ones I've dealt with, yeah. Because a lot of the parents around my age or under me, maybe 10 years under me, oh, I don't want my child to go through what I went through. Oh, I don't, what you went through made you stronger. What did you go through? So you going to raise somebody in weak water? Teach them to sit at home and depend on you? Hello, Serena. How are you doing? So we got a lot of work to do. You remember the roller washers, yeah, by the Woolite Company? Had to have it over the sink, and it had a little tray that came up underneath it so the water would go from the wringer into the sink. Yeah, they don't know nothing about that. You don't know that. But talk to your children, talk to your nieces and nephews, talk to their friends, and just talk to them about life. Get them out in the garden, let them help grow herbs. Y'all, we need a lot of herbs. Keep your herbs going. I know some herbs are not perennials, but the ones that are, keep them going. And the ones that aren't, keep some seeds. Let them go to seed and grow them the next year, because the seeds is going to be the next thing that they are going to attack. Like we talked about the lemon, a seedless lemon. Why do we need seedless lemon? That is very telling right there. So what that tells you, those of you who have lemon trees, go out there and save your seeds now. And protect the lemon trees that you have. Go heavy on grafting, go heavy on the propagate. Everything I've grafted and everything I propagated didn't turn out 100%. I have about an 80% success rate on grafting and propagate. So don't get discouraged if it doesn't work. Keep trying. And in this gardening community, we can just, pass stuff around and sell stuff or whatever amongst ourselves. But don't let it die down. Walk around with some seeds in your pipe. Because you never know. If you don't have any seeds, we in trouble. Can you imagine the people on what they're going to call the lower level? You don't have any seeds? What do you think will happen? They talk about it. DP talk about it. D-Lou talk about it. What do you think will happen? They're going to give you whatever they want you to have, and Lord knows what's going to be in it. We have to continue to share history so it's not erased. Amen. See how to live off the earth. Thank you so much, Ray of Sunshine. You are so right. You are so correct. History is so important. I hear people say, I don't want to talk about what happened in the past. Okay. So what you want to talk about? I'll wait. The only way you'll know not to make the mistake that was made in the past is to know about the past. You cross the street and the light was red and you got hit by a car. You go back and you don't think about it and you cross the street again and don't look at the light and get hit again. And I'm not going to say anything about a word for that. You learn from your mistakes. You learn from other mistakes. You learn how people were able to survive. That's the history. And my people, have a rich history. Hey, Glamour. What you doing down there, girl? Something wrong with everything. Y'all know about 5 people supposed to be up here. My hat's off to GT. Thank you so much for complying. So 5 folks supposed to be up here. GT, the only one out of the other 5 that came, and I appreciate that. Glamour, I'm looking at your name. Yeah, you in trouble. They got me up mouth that they don't want me to run my mouth, as y'all know. I'm gonna sit like I say this baby. I start the right then y'all be ready to go home. But anyhow, we learn from our past, and so Ray of Sunshine, you are so right, and we just have to look back. Look, we already going back. We're going backwards in a bad way, and we're going backwards in a good way. Backwards in the good way, because we go back to or convert back to how our great grandparents used to cook, and how they used to sow their seeds, and all this, that, and the other, using their methods and their technology. But if you look at the world today, where we are here in America, with what has happened, that clock is trying to turn back. Now, it's not going to be able to turn back like it was a long time ago with the great-great-grands and stuff, because, you know, these kids kind of crazy. But they trying to turn it back. And we sit back and don't do nothing. We turn our head and stick our head in the sun, in the sand. You stick your head in the sand, you know what's going to be sticking straight up. Don't expose yourself like that. Stay vigilant. Stay alert. Stay prayed up. Because it's going to take a lot of prayer, you guys. You need a lot of prayer. We're going to be fine because we come from good stock. And we have a lot in our DNA. Nothing but strength up in there. We can't be moved. We can't be broken. So we're going to be fine. You just have to hang in there. Hang in there. Hang in there. Just do the right thing. So I'm glad to see Robin come in. We have been on for an hour and 41 minutes. I said I'm just going to talk for an hour. My goodness. I want to thank you guys for coming by today. Thank you for all the recipes. I'm going to be looking for videos. You know, you can learn so much from a video. I can write this stuff down, but if I see you doing it, I'll be fine. I'll put the video on pause and do something and then come back and do the next step. It's so much easier to follow a video. So those of you who have these bread baking videos, recipes, I'll be looking for your videos. Thank you, Psalms 146. And I know you have to go to bed, but I thank you for hanging with us. I do appreciate you. Everybody else, I'm going to end it right now. I may talk to Mona about going live again, but we'll see. She's out having fun, and I'm not mad at it at all. I want to thank GT Jr. for coming by. And until next time, I'm thinking about doing a live on Tuesday. That's right before Christmas. Is that right? What's the day? 17? 7. Oh, that'll be 24. Ooh. I don't know. We'll see, you guys. Y'all take care. I love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. Have a blessed evening. Bye-bye now.